Welcome into the Banter. We're obviously not in our studio here. We're in the Palace de la Caesar.
This feels like a part 2 podcast.
We're in Caesar's
We're in
Palace.
Caesar's Palace.
This feels like a part 2.
It is kind of. We just got back from the Bellagio Fountain Show. Back from the casino. Back from dinner. Back from
The future.
Cedar City, Utah. And then Ogden, Utah, and Portland, and
I forget
Twin
that
Falls, Idaho, and Boise, Idaho.
I forget this is the first banter since we've been on the road.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It feels like we've been doing so much content. I just
Where
feel
do we-
like everything is the same.
We've been on the road for about a week now.
This is how we'll do this. We'll lead up to the casino because like people who listen to the last one are gonna want to hear about that.
Yeah.
We'll lead up to that and we'll go city by city and give like a quick hit from each city.
All right.
So we
I like
start.
it.
We land in Portland.
Gorgeous. Awesome.
Oregon in general. We were in Portland and Estacada, and it was beautiful. It was lush and green, and there were tall
Big trees, very tall trees.
We
Oh
didn't-
my gosh, it
we
was
didn't-
incredible.
We didn't go like to downtown or anything, but apparently that might have been for the best. Some people said, so beautiful, and then all of a sudden, it was dry as we were
Yeah.
driving out of there.
Yeah, it slowly turned into the desert the closer we got to Idaho.
Yeah. Who knew?
Idaho was sneaky.
Idaho was definitely the
It had a lot going on.
sneakiest state we've
So
been
we
in.
played,
Dude, Idaho is sneaky.
We played in between
Idaho is sneaky.
Portland and Boise. We played a place in Kennewick, Washington. That's a pretty cool little park.
That place is in the middle of nowhere.
Oh boy, Boise battles were good. Both the courses, I don't even remember the second.
Boise's dope. We did not give Boise the
Downtown
credit it deserved.
Yeah, well,
Downtown Boise was incredible.
downtown Boise is really cool.
What was the second course out there?
Eagle Island.
Eagle Island.
That was
Big ol'
weird
mosquitoes.
because we were in this like lush park, and then we ended up in somewhere that looked like it was Africa.
Yeah,
It
we
was
just
crazy.
transported into the desert. And then Twin Falls, Idaho was incredible.
Was
So
so
that we
sick.
played Rock Creek Park disc golf course, and
Idaho is
Oh,
awesome.
gosh.
Idaho
Very
is
rocky.
awesome. I would live in Idaho. I think.
Idaho's got some depth, man. They've got all kinds of
do.
They got
They do.
range.
Yeah, there's a lot of like diverse terrain in Idaho. Very cool.
Yeah. Much cooler than I thought it was going to be.
I did barely even knew what Idaho was before we came out here. If I had to guess, it was this. I think we all agree that Idaho is the same thing as Iowa in our heads.
Pretty much.
I also don't know anything about Iowa.
Well, Gannon Burr's hometown.
Yeah, I just think of like wide open land of grass wasn't like
But
that.
yeah, there's some deserts
then
and
we
stuff.
went to
was sick.
Ogden, Utah. That place sucked. Ogden, Utah sucked. The courses were great. The people were incredible.
Yeah, amazing people.
people
Fun
are incredible.
time. The town?
City.
I think we need to talk about this skate
Listen.
room.
Well, first of all, okay,
City's so
first thing, I looked up, well, first of all, the hotel in Ogden was really nice. So
Yes,
we get to the
nice-
hotel.
nicest
Oh,
hotel
yeah.
I've been to.
Big old mountains in the back. We pull into this really nice hotel. So we're like, all right, Ogden. And then I had Googled and everything was saying like the thing to do in Ogden is go visit historic 25th Street. That's
baby.
like everything, the historic 25th Street, other than like hiking.
A block away from our hotel.
So like, yes, let's
Yeah,
walk.
we were on 24th Street.
So we walk over to historic 25th Street. Nothing going on over there. I mean,
No.
nothing.
It was historic.
It wasn't.
Oh
it
my
was like,
gosh.
you kind of thought. You know how like trendy areas are always like also in the sketchy areas.
Yeah.
You know that is usually how it works. I thought this was gonna turn into that, but then we just kept on passing the stores and it just never did.
Oh
it
my
ju-
gosh.
it was just,
I was like, when is historic
it was
25th
just
Street
kinda,
start?
It was just kind of a stinky town.
It was
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and listen,
There was incredible pizza.
there were people we
oh
met.
my gosh, we gotta talk about that.
Oh yeah, we did go across to a pizza place and it was
It was
phenomenal.
Oh my
Slackwater.
Gosh,
Slackwater
One
pizza?
of the best dishes I've
Holy
ever had in my life.
smokes.
Me and Trevor shared this pizza that was basically like a shrimp taco pizza with like a like creamy cabbage slaw on it and like all this stuff, and it was one of the best dishes I've ever had in my life, and I'm genuinely sad that I will never have it again because there's no
It was
reason to
so
go back to
fire.
Ogden.
There were like so like that because of that, we know there are some good places there. You just got to really sniff them out.
According to everyone in
Somebody
Utah
else
that we
said-
talked to, Ogden is the armpit.
They,
of
they
Utah.
called it
called
the armpit.
of Utah.
So you gotta, if you're from Ogden and you're mad listening to this, you got to get your guys under check. Well, you got to get your whole city under check. And then the escape
Get your
room.
homies in check.
Oh my. Okay.
The escape room. So
You guys know we like to do escape rooms.
yeah. We've talked about them on the banter before. We
Robbie,
looked at
expert. We talked to them with him.
We looked at Twin Falls, Idaho. We looked at some several different times. But we got into Ogden. We had a lot of time left. And so we look up escape rooms. They're pretty cheap, relatively cheap, $25 a person. It was $100 for all four of us to do an escape room. Side guy's here with us. It was $100. And so we were like, this is the time. Because the first place we looked was like $37 a person or something, which is not crazy pricey, but a little bit more than we would want.
Sure.
And in Ogden, it was $25 a person. So we were like, all right, $100, let's do it. And so we picked the hardest room. On there was like a Pharaoh's escape room. And so that's why we had time, is that one was at like 8 o'clock. We had time to go get dinner, explore 25th Street. So we're already like, Ogden sucks.
Yeah.
At
And
this
we're
point.
driving, at this point, we're like driving outside of downtown Ogden.
And it's getting worse.
And it's just getting worse. We're like thinking, okay, we'll start seeing nicer houses around here somewhere. Didn't happen.
No. And then we pull into the parking lot, and it's like a little office complex, which that's not rare for escape rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was not alarming to me.
We even walked in.
And we walked in, and there was no
still wasn't
signage.
quite alarming
There was
yet.
nothing really to tell us that we were even in the right.
Yeah,
Building.
There was a sign in the window.
They weren't. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was not.
It looked like we were at a chiropractor's practice.
When you walked in
Yes,
and there was
very much
still nothing going on in there.
Not
it
a
was like,
single
It
decoration.
was like, okay, let's see if this
just
door.
like beige walls.
Let's see if we walk in and this place amazes us. Also, we didn't have to sign a waiver. That is
No waiver
every
at
escape room ever. You have
Yeah.
to sign a waiver,
Yep.
and as soon as we didn't, I was like, that's another red flag.
Yep.
This place isn't
A
even professional.
homeboy
enough.
that like set us
Yeah,
up with
he
the
was
room.
a homeboy.
He did not seem to enjoy his job.
Also, homeboy's name might have been Lauren because he was holding a script that said Lauren's script.
oh,
So
maybe
either he works for
there-
the Lauren or his name is Lauren.
Yeah, that
Um,
makes. I know of some men.
no
named
idea.
Lauren.
But he walks us into the room and just deadpan gives us no instructions. No, he didn't. He never once
Oh
even
my
asked
gosh,
if
dude.
it was our first escape
Well-
room. It could have been our first time we didn't know how to work locks, and he would have just left us to
Okay,
die.
well, are you talking about before we got into the room?
No, as we were walking into the room.
Well, first of all, we walked into the room that was supposed to be Egyptian themed, and it was like you just walked into your grandpa's office.
No, it was as if an archaeologist had just come back from Egypt.
It was
Yes.
yeah,
Was
it
the
was
plan.
not.
It was like a brown office room.
Which that's such a cop out for an Egyptian themed room. Like, let's just make it to like where a guy decorated his office. I bet every room is like that. It's about an explorer who just decorated their office that theme, so they don't have to really change the fact that they're in an office building.
Yep.
Yeah,
They got
And
us.
So
Those dirty dogs.
then he hit us with every escape room you do, you have an hour to get out, and he hit us with a line of, "Well, no one's booked after you guys, so y'all take however long you want."
There was also no clock
And we
in
got
the room.
unlimited hints.
Like how cheap budget are you that you can't put a red digital clock in the room that makes that like creates urgency?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
We
time
already didn't have
ourselves.
urgency.
I had
No,
time
dude.
ourselves.
Yeah,
and
Hunter did
then
have time us.
I was timing us on my watch, and we would ask for hints, like because it wasn't an intuitive room at all. It just wasn't a good escape room.
It was really hard, but not
like
for the right
one
reasons.
of them we had to find like a color pattern. And if you've done escape rooms, you understand like locks typically are just
It's like the only
they're
thing
like
you,
a part of the escape
the only
room,
thing you
but they're
ever
not.
look at for a lock is to do the lock.
Yeah, but locks aren't supposed to be part of like
The
the
puzzle.
hints for because
Yeah.
like they're not really a part of the room. They're just a
Right.
byproduct of what you had to get through. So we spend forever looking at this thing, and we needed a color pattern. We had these numbers with this puzzle built out, and I asked him, and he said, "Have you looked around the room? You'll see those colors somewhere. Those colors
Yeah.
were on everything."
We're like, yeah, no kidding.
everything.
No kidding.
And so I'm like, this dude clearly isn't watching us because we've been talking about this forever. And then he was like giving us the hint. Well, I asked, like, we looked for like another 5 minutes. Asking me, I'm like, look, we've really looked over this room. I can't find a pattern. Is there another hint? And as he's saying it, Konner moved the lock, and behind the lock there was 3 dots. And I was like, are you kidding me? So then I'm like, well, this room really something else. And it happened again later when I asked for another hint, and he goes, what part are y'all working on right now? And I explained it to him, and then he told us something that we had already done. I was
Yeah,
like,
he
no,
was not
we
paying
did
attention.
that. We are now here. So that was also very frustrating. And then
later,
when it was
we
all
later
said,
figured out it's because he was playing
Farmville,
Farmville
dude.
on his computer.
yeah, and then when it was all said and done,
Sweet gig.
Yeah.
we ended up not getting out of the room in time. So it was officially my second loss.
That's a terrible
Ever
L
for
to take
escape
too.
But it
Gosh,
was a terrible.
dang it, dude.
It was a terrible
it was,
escape
It
room.
was a bad escape room. And it was Silas's first escape room.
Because like my favorite
Very
escape room
sad.
of all time is the first
Makes me
one that
mad.
beat me.
I'm just getting frustrated thinking
Because that
about it.
one beat me. The second one, it didn't beat any of us. It sucked.
Yeah, it
It
was
sucked.
bad. It was bad. It was very
we
disappointing.
can rule that out due to technicality.
Yes, we can.
We should have just vandalized it.
Oh, also he said, and then also if it gets hot in here, you can turn on the fan.
Oh, my
wait,
gosh.
never mind. Actually, all the other rooms have fans. The fan in this room is broken.
Literally,
So you can open the window if you were.
we
if
were
you would
already
like.
in a pretty.
It was like
laughy-
90 degrees.
we were-
Yeah, it was so
We
hot
were already
outside.
in like a laughy, goofing mood.
Oh my
and
gosh.
when we walk
were.
into this room, like already ready to bust up laughing. And,
It was like
and
it
the
took
room looked so
everything in me
bad.
not start dying laughing as soon as he walked us into that.
It looked so
room.
bad, and then he's telling us about how we can crack the window if it gets hot in there.
Yeah, and it's
And
like
there's this
95
Egyptian music playing on a wireless speaker, and like it kicked in right when he said that, and like I've never been so close to laughing in somebody's face
It was brutal.
because like
He starts reading the thing about how Professor so and so comes back, and
and you just hear that like dung 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 like in the background. Like I was like it was like it would just like he would get quiet and you'd really hear it and like I was like
oh my
It was
holding on
rough,
for dear
man.
life.
It was
It was
like
rough.
It was like whenever you're sitting next to your friend in.
I felt like
English
I was in
class,
like a sitcom.
and you guys just like can't start laughing. But it's you guys like.
I
Crying
haven't had that
laughing.
in a while either, and that was
Yeah,
fun.
That was fun. It happened as soon as we walked in that building for me.
Yeah, it was
Oh my
rough.
gosh, dude.
It was very rough. But
I was already really dehydrated at that
Um,
point, so I was out of my mind.
the second battle of the day, because even the first battle, the course wasn't great. But the second battle, the course was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
It was the canyon. We went down. We played the dude that kind of looked like Yuli.
Oh,
That's
Jolly's
right.
Ranch.
Jolly's
Oh,
Ranch.
yeah, that was a great course. Fantastic course.
Jolly's Ranch
Yeah.
was-
That
good
was a
course.
great time. Both
Yeah.
the Utah galleries were huge.
And
They
all,
were
yeah, we
awesome.
met a
Yeah.
lot of awesome people.
Yeah. Oh, they were really
The
awesome.
Salt
people-
Lake City. So as we started driving from Ogden towards Jolly's Ranch, about 25 minutes up the road, 30 minutes up the road, we hit Salt Lake
Down
City.
the road.
Down the road, doesn't matter. Salt Lake City, phenomenal. That place.
Yeah,
that
Salt Lake
place
City
looked
was
like a good
really
time.
cool. Really cool.
From
I don't
the
know why we
outside
weren't just
looking in.
staying there.
Yeah, I'd definitely hang out in Salt Lake City.
He would hang out in Salt Lake.
Yeah, like I would go visit there.
Then we went to this morning. We were in Cedar City, Utah, and we
Very
got up
pretty.
and we played Thunderbird Gardens,
Very
which
cool.
was basically you were on a desert hike.
It was awesome.
It didn't feel like it was legal to play disc golf where we were.
like red sand and red rocks.
It was so sick.
It was really really cool.
It was like you took the highest class of park and just tossed baskets and tee pads down.
Yeah,
Really fun.
And
It
then,
was super cool.
so we left there, started heading towards Vegas, and took a detour, about an hour detour, into Zion National Park.
Yup.
Went on a mile hike to the canyon overlook,
That was so sick.
and got our minds blown. We saw some chipmunks.
Yeah,
Saw a
some
mountain
chipmunks.
goat
Trevor almost
or a
jumped off
mountain
cliff
sheep,
to
bighorn
go after
mountain
a
sheep.
chipmunk.
It happens to the best of us, I'd like to say.
Trevor's trying to take a picture of a chipmunk in portrait mode
Got the picture.
next to a cliff. So the chipmunk just kept on.
I
getting
would
closer
have.
to
I
cliffs, so so did
believe I
Trevor.
would have followed it off the cliff.
He was just so focused.
I
on-
was set on getting
He was
that picture.
3 feet,
Yeah.
3 feet from the edge of a cliff
Almost
that went
died
down
today.
hundreds of feet.
Almost
Oh,
died.
yeah, like
I would
4
have
or
been a
5
bloody
feet.
pulp. Oh yeah, I would have been a mess. The whole way down. That's what it would have sounded like. And you hear the echo in there, dude. You would have been hearing that scream for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
Oh, dang man.
I don't even
just
know
wanna
what we
really
would've
paint
done.
the picture for you.
that'd have really been
Splat.
depressing when we
They'd
got
be
to
like,
Caesar's
splat.
Palace. Like, I don't know how to.
Yeah.
You would have still probably had fun.
Probably. I'd be like, you know what, this was for Trevor.
Yeah, I would have wanted you to. Yeah.
Hit me.
You know, he would want me to put this all on black right now.
Yeah.
That's probably what
I
would have
didn't die,
happened.
though. I'm
But he
here.
didn't die, so.
What's up?
Zion National Park, very very cool, absolutely gorgeous. I don't even
There's
know
a little
how to
town
explain
in
it.
there.
Yeah, there's
At
a
the,
cool
at like at the entrance before you get to the
yeah,
entrance. I guess.
Yeah, it was really
That was cool.
So then we just drove straight here to the Palace de la Caesar.
It was kind of bizarre driving into Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas was kind of just came out of nowhere.
It is just like a
literally.
little blop in the
We're just in
desert.
the middle
Yeah.
of desert.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
the desert train, like, After seeing some of the stuff we've seen, over it.
Yeah.
I got a
Word.
feeling that tomorrow's drive
It's going to suck.
is gonna suck.
It's only 2 hours.
It's gonna be
luckily.
straight
Our minds
desert.
have been being blown since we landed in Portland, but then today was definitely we drove through this really sick mountain.
There was one part that was very
Yeah,
cool.
when we drove through the upper left corner of Arizona.
Yeah, that
It was
very
incredible.
But once it
But then
flattens
just
out in the
flattened out
desert,
into
it's
desert,
like, ooh.
and it was like, oh, for the first bit, I was like, this is really cool. We're in the desert. I've always wanted to see the desert, and then it was like, well, we're still in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
It got
whoop,
boring quick.
Now we're in Vegas all of a sudden.
Then we pulled into Vegas, showered off, got ready to roll, ready to rumble, and we went to dinner. I got some pizza. Y'all got some burgers.
Bobby Flay.
Bobby
Burgers.
Flay burgers.
I don't know
Very
what my
good.
pizza's.
Really good.
It was apparently from.
What was that place called?
It's like a DeFario's or something like that.
Something like that.
It's a Brooklyn, like world famous Brooklyn pizzeria that also has a spot here. It was very
Yeah.
good. I also got some garlic knots.
Yeah. Some yummy food.
Really good dinner.
So expensive.
And then it was game time. So I played
Hit 'em with
by my casino strategy. Walked in there with $200. I wanted to get warmed up a little bit, so I blew $5 on a slot machine.
Just
just
see you later.
Put $5 in, played like two rounds of it. Nothing happened. Gone.
But it was electric. None of us
But
knew
it
what
like
happened.
it warmed us up. Well, actually, before all of that happened, we were just
kinda took a
walking
walk.
to dinner, basically, or maybe walking to our hotel room.
Yeah.
Konner gets offered cocaine, just right off the bat.
Immediate.
It's like, I mean,
Immediately.
we haven't been in.
Tell him
in
what the
here.
guy told you.
So we're just walking with our luggage. It's as soon as Hunter finished checking in, we
So
started walking to
funny.
the elevators, and this guy walks up to me while I'm walking. He's like, "Hey man, you guys just getting in?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, if you need the party supplies," and he's like pushing on his nostril while he's saying it, and I was just like, "All right, man, thanks," and then just kind of walk away. And like I walked between two chairs that were really close together, so he couldn't really walk with me anymore. And he was like, "All right, bye." And then
What I want to know
I first experience in Las Vegas was somebody tried to sell me cocaine.
What I want to know is A, how much sales
Very
did he do today?
stereotypical.
A lot.
Like, how much did he do in sales today? And B, what happens next if you say, "Yeah, dude, I'm like, where is he going? Like, where are you guys going to like for him
Bathroom for sure.
yeah, like, is it on him? Probably not.
You think you're following him to the parking garage?
I think probably to his car or something.
I think you're going to the bathroom. I think it's on him.
Oof, I don't know.
I think it's on him.
Well, also, I wonder, like, we probably could have just like literally. That's probably like he doesn't get turned in pretty quick. Like, I guess a lot of people like us are kind of just like walk on, get away from that. But like, you could probably just go to security and be like, "Hey, that guy tried to sell us drugs." Oh, I guess he could just say, "No, I didn't. Like, I was trying to sell them party supplies."
I like in the moment.
Like there was
I'm
no,
sure that would be his
Well, he
response.
Just to let you
He
guys
didn't
know,
do anything.
or he's soliciting. Like, you'd be like, "Hey, this guy's soliciting people," and they'd probably kick him out.
just to let you guys know, according to Hunter, apparently I have asthma because I've been having this wheeze lately. So every time I laugh, I sound like an old lady laughing. So just be ready for that. That's what's happening. I didn't smoke 12 packs in the last hour.
Yeah, it
That's
sounds
what
like you took that guy up on his
but
offer.
That's
Yeah.
not true. It does sound like that.
So
Gosh.
Konner turns down the cocaine. Silas accepts it. No.
At the time,
turns it down.
Like, he was talking to me, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." He walks away, and I just like, I think that guy just offered me blow. and then, yeah.
So then walk over, got dinner, game time, $200, $5 blowing on slot machines, which is fine. Remember my strategy.
Fine. Remember it, guys.
$200
don't forget.
to go have fun. I had $200 to play some games, have a good time.
Funsies.
$5 blown. Next part of my strategy, remember from last week, $100 on black. Walk over, $100 on black. Hits. Electric moment. High fives all around.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Boom.
Very
Like,
fun
so
to
far,
watch.
it was like, oh my gosh, the Hunter thing's gonna work.
And so
I was fist pumping. They were high fives.
I had $200.
Everybody's
in
looking at us
chips.
like we were idiots.
Yeah.
Very
The
fun,
dude
though.
standing next to us had, easily probably like 10 grand.
Yeah, he had a ton
Maybe
of money.
more.
It's
and
the
he
most
was
excited they've probably ever seen people over
win
that little amount of money.
$200. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. It was fantastic though.
Oh, gosh.
Hunter strategy full effect. $75. So I had 125 because I won 200. $75. I decided to try to put it on one of the rows of 12 because that'd pay me 2 to 1.
Yeah.
So I would have got 225 out of it for that 75 because I think it would have paid me 150. So I put it on the first
That
row
would've been electric.
of 12 numbers. Only thing that was, I still like that thought process.
I liked it.
But the problem was it was hard to follow.
Very hard to follow.
I couldn't like.
Gosh,
Because what was fun about
Gotta be
watching
an
it
expert.
spin for black was like it was really easy to see if I'm about to hit.
Gosh, those roulette balls are
That one was tough.
demons, dude.
So I didn't hit that.
It's like ding, 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 bouncing around. Stop it.
It was.
Stop
I
it,
will
that.
say we thought that it was gonna be like it was gonna happen really fast.
It did not happen really
it did
quick.
not happen. It jumped
Oh, no.
around.
It had a lot of time.
It did be jumping.
But then Trevor got in on the action. He was like, you know what? I'm putting 50 in. Because I was ready to walk away. I was like, look,
This
I'm
is
at...
after I'd had some success in the slots. That's what led me to. throw
Okay,
it
yeah,
off.
I guess it's true. So I was at 225. And so Hunter strategy, the table buy-in that we were at was 50. So I couldn't put my last 25 in. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm done. I'm going to go cash these chips out, play some slots, and if the slots are fun, I'll play till my $200 is gone. But I'm done with... But then Trevor was like, bro, I'm in. $50. And I was like, well, I'll ride with him. So then I threw in $50. So now I was down to 75.
Yeah.
Lost it.
Lost.
Gone.
Yeah.
Blink of an eye.
Yeah, I was
Um,
up at that point.
Yeah, Trevor was up.
I was up.
Trevor was
that's-
hot.
'cause I
Trevor
was-
was hot on
dude.
blackjack. Trevor was hot on slots.
I'm telling you, if I had enough currency tonight, we could have all walked away with yachts. On because the slot machines were my friend. I learned something about the casinos because like the last time I was here, we really only played the tables because like that's like really like the Vegas experience. Like sit at the tables and like or like throw the dice or whatever. We didn't really go near the slots. This time we did the slots a lot more. I wanted to see that, so I started on the slots and. I don't think I sat at a slot machine. No, I definitely didn't. I did not sit at a slot machine that I did not come out at least even on. And that's pretty crazy because the first one, I think I put in 20 and I spent like 10 of it and then won 10 back. It got to, no, the first time I actually won enough to get to like $38 off my 20. I was up $18. Crazy. Like that was the first time you or I had hit anything.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my gosh, that was so sick. Then I go and play like one of the blackjack machines. I just wanted to check it out. Put in, I had a total of 20 in there and got down to my last 5. Took it all the way back to 20. Crazy. So like that is what led me to like, oh my gosh, like this is a great night to take to roulette. Lost 60 there. I had 60 on that on black. Lost
And I
it.
lost 50 alongside him.
But then I went back to the slots. I had a $50 bill. Put it into one, spent 20 of it, and then won all of it back. Got all the way back to my 50, and at that point, that's when I was like, okay, I've had enough fortune. But roulette is what kicked my butt. If I had just stayed on the slots, that's where I was dominating.
I don't
The
know
slots
what-
are fun.
So I was down 95. I got up. So I was down 95 or down to 195, up to 295, back down to 175. I think is where I was chilling at. I had like 175, and then went over to the slot machines, up, down, walk over to this one. Basically, I was just walking around. Whatever one like felt right,
Yeah.
I would just go to.
So
Some of them
fun.
felt right.
It's beautiful not knowing how any of them
No,
games work.
like I
and
didn't
just,
even
like,
read the rules. I just looked at like, oh, this is a penny slot.
Not
This is
knowing
gonna be
is so
playing
beautiful.
40 cent, and we're just gonna hit it.
Because all 3 times that I won big, and the same thing with you, like big, like won on the slots, our money just started going up, and
And
we
we
had
didn't know how
we
far it was
had
going.
no clue how far it was going to go. Like
So I
could've
walked
been
up
$1.
to this Zeus one, and
no
they were
Kronos, bro.
all, Kronos.
Put some respect on his name.
They were all standing behind me, and I walk up to Kronos, and I fed Kronos a nice 20. And
This is so electric.
first spin, nothing. I think it was my
Nothing.
second spin.
Yeah, second.
Second spin, 3 gold coins pop up,
Oh heck yeah!
and these gold coins just started spinning.
we didn't know what
I
was
know
about
what's
to
happening.
happen.
Out of
The machine
nowhere,
starts freaking out
I think I might just hit the jackpot, but out of nowhere it says 9 free bonus spins.
because it did a little ding-a-ling-a-ling on
Yeah.
the machine, and that to me is like, oh my gosh, somebody
so I get
somebody
9
get ready.
free bonus spins now. Off
9
of
of
that one.
them.
And so bonus spin number 1, it just auto starts. Bonus
And we
spin
already
number
know
1,
at this. We already know at this point that like a decent spin out there is costing you around $1. So like 9 free spins, we're like, this is the best time ever.
Yeah. So first spin, 3 Kronos hit, and I go into this whole other world.
we get absolutely Kronos.
I get transported, and it starts just rolling.
Things
rolling,
just start rolling all over the place.
And
I had no idea what
Kronos
was
is
happening.
just popping up all over the screen. I'm freaking out. I don't know what's going on. I'm like $5 into this game right now.
Yeah.
And so I've played $5 of the 20 and it starts going off, and then the rest of my 9 spins or the other 8 spins go. Few more of them hit, and we have no idea how much has hit. We're just trying to do the math.
Yeah.
It was tough to figure out. It adds it all up, and I turned that $5 into $47.
Yeah.
Well, 20 of it was of mine, but I turned the $5 into an additional $27.
Yeah.
Cashed out.
It was amazing.
Right there.
That was a highlight of the night. Watching
Yeah.
that thing go off.
So I cashed out there. Then I walked over, played another one, lost some money. Played another
We
one,
hit
lost
one
some.
more. You
Played
did.
another one, ran a 20 up to like 35.
Yeah.
Cashed that one out. So I had 70 there. I played one more and I think broke even. I think I put a 20 in. I got to like 2012
Yeah.
and cashed that out. And then I had like $40 left. And so I was putting the like cash out, like money, house money in my left pocket and the money I walked in my right pocket. Mm-hmm. And so I had like $40 left of money I'd walked in with. And I had like 100 something in the left pocket. And I was having a great time. So I was like, I'm going to just keep playing the slots till I'm out of cash. And then I'll just go cash out these tickets and call it a night. Because Trevor was done at that point. He was happy with where he was at.
Yeah.
So I just walked over, blew through the 40. Slot machines just ate it like quick. Part of it was I was kind of getting to a point where it was getting late. I was getting tired. I was ready to just be done.
You're sending it.
And so some of them I was just like,
Big
oh,
bet,
dude,
big bet.
double point, max out,
Yeah.
hitter. And so we ended up, the $200 bought me about an hour and 15 minutes of entertainment.
Oh,
down
yeah.
there, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
it felt like an eternity.
What I learned from the slots is when you're playing with, because like at Caesars at least, blackjack minimum $25. Like a lot of the games, like you're not with chips on at the tables, you're not $25 for like a play, a hand or whatever. At the slots, there's some that are like 40 cents. There were some that are much cheaper than that even, but a lot of the decent ones were like 40 to 80 cents for like just playing one row on the slots. Or one line or whatever. And what I learned is when you're playing with like smaller money, which a few $100s at Caesar's Palace is definitely smaller money, the beauty of that is when you're playing those slots, it's not super hard to like win a few bucks. And just watching yourself win $5 is very electric.
Oh, yeah.
Just like seeing, I just won $5 off that spin.
Turning $20, well, I guess $5, $20 into $47 was like the greatest moment.
Yeah, it's so electric.
That was way more electric than when I put $100 on black and a hit.
Yeah,
even though I won $100 doing that.
The slots are fun. The lights and you know,
I think
it's a good time.
I can definitely see how people get trapped down there.
Oh, and
very easily.
Well, because
again, I viewed it and I still view it. I was going in with $200 to play arcade games. Mm-hmm. I ended up only spending $80 on arcade games.
The good news is
for an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, the good thing about the slots is that they print out the cash out tickets. Because my thing is, if you went in there with cash and you're just playing slots, once they print out the ticket, it is definitely now. We learned at the end of the night that you can just straight up put the tickets into the ATM. So that is a little more like tempting to just pull your cash straight back out. But it's a little easier, I feel like, than having just straight up dollar bills spit out at you to be like, okay, I'm just going to hold on to my cash outs and then that's just going to keep those aside. Because when you have the chips, that's tough. That's tough to like not throw them back in the pot.
But yeah, I think if you walk into here anywhere, any casino, and you just view it as a giant adult arcade and you act like you are your own parent, giving yourself a budget.
It was a good time.
Like I used to go to arcades. My parents would give me like $10 and be like, "Here's $10. Go have fun in the arcade."
But I won't lie.
I just gave myself $200 and said, "Go have fun in this arcade." And then I came back to my mom and I was like, "Hey, I only spent 8 of the 10 you gave me."
Yeah, I won't lie though. It was not easy walking past the roulette table.
No, so at the end, Konner was on the phone.
I had left.
Konner was on the phone while Trevor and I were finishing up, and we were going to walk over to the Bellagio. So we don't know where Konner. He's like off walking through the restaurant areas and stuff like that on the phone, just like zigzagging around.
I was lost.
This hotel's massive.
It's crazy. It's a
and
mall.
so we texted him.
It is a mall.
I've now cashed out. I have $120 in my pocket, cash. Walk over to the main lobby and text Konner because that's where we needed to go to Bellagio. Mm-hmm. Text Konner, hey, we're in the main lobby whenever you're ready. We don't know how long it's going to take him. He said headed that way. That could mean 30 minutes. That could mean 5 minutes.
It felt like an eternity.
And
I felt like I was looking for my parents in Disney World.
10 feet away, it's the roulette table.
Yeah.
It took a lot of willpower for me to be like, you know what, Trevor, let's go put it all on black.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go out the way we came in. Huh?
I was telling Hunter that like if you stayed in this hotel Like if I was staying at this hotel by myself, and like the gambling is fun and whatnot, but like I'm not somebody who really cares that much. I don't feel like I was able to walk out of there with some money, and I feel like anybody who's really into it would not have done that. But if I were staying here and I was by myself and I was bored, how hard would it be to be sitting up here in your hotel room and not think, man, what if I just went down the elevator, put 100 on black, and walked up with 200? Like, just be a boredom buster. Like, I feel like it'd be so hard to just sit here and just not get bored and do that. So the place is definitely a money trap.
No, yeah. Oh, that's what I was like. The only reason I was thinking it at the end was, again, my mindset was I'm coming in with $200 to blow. And, like, if I get to make some of it back, sick. And I was like, I walked away because I was kind of just done. Like, it wasn't. So I was like, well, I can go blow this on in 10 seconds. Like, I can just walk up to any one of these tables, put $100 down, and just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to put $100 on black 35. Let's just see.
Gosh, dude.
If it hits, I get $3,500.
Watching that roulette ball is so stressful.
But I was like,
smokes.
you know what? It's probably better just to have $120 than the 10 seconds of pleasure that would bring me.
It's so stressful.
So we ended up looking it up, and Caesar's Palace, on average, this is just profit. So not revenue. This is just profit. They profit $12 million a day.
Yeah.
It's probably not even more than that. It's crazy.
So
I'd love to know what they like actually pay out, like if what all their slot machines actually pay out, like how many jackpots hit in a day. Because like a lot of the slot machines, like the cheaper ones that we were playing, like grand prize was only like 5,000-6,000. You know, the major prize was maybe like $500.
It would have been sick to hit that, huh?
Yeah.
So
if I would have hit $5,000, I was walking right over 1,000 of it on black straight away.
I believe you.
So my
That'd been
question
electric.
here is, if you had a casino, what would you name it?
What would I name my casino?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to airdrop Big Sai? I got you.
I already know mine.
I would name mine. I want it to be. I mean, I don't really know what they're like going with Caesar's Palace, or like. I think just a fancy name probably. You can go two ways. You could either go something that sounds like get rich quick, or you can go something that just sounds super fancy, so people don't feel like gross when they're gambling. It's like the Bellagio, right? It sounds fancy. So mine would be like. I know there's already a hotel called the Paris Hotel here. Mine would be. It would be called the Italian.
Mine would be called.
Just like another fancy.
Mine would be Bellaccino's.
Bellaccino's.
Like the pizza place?
Is that a pizza place?
Yeah.
Yep. Just like that.
It
It just sounds good.
yeah.
Like I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go over to Bellaccino's.
They cut the pizzas into squares.
And you know what? You'd get if you every $100 you converted to chips, you'd get a free slice of pizza.
Now that's a stinking deal
classy.
right there. Class.
Mine
act.
would be okay. So I have two options. First one's the fancier one. You ready? The London Fog.
The London Fog.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice.
Named after a tea.
Mm-hmm.
Tea drink.
Earl
but,
Grey. with
Yeah,
some
but also
vanilla
has
in that
London
bad
in there.
boy.
Sounds fancy.
Little milk.
Oh man, I just
but
had an idea.
my passion project for the casino, the Ginger Jungle.
Oh.
The Ginger Jungle.
I'm gonna just be honest with you. That doesn't sound like a casino in Vegas. That sounds like something much different. I think you're gonna want to change your name up there.
Honestly,
Okay, how about what is a word that sounds like profit but starts with a j sound?
Cha-ching.
the Ginger Cha-ching Jungle.
I think here's my idea. You have a casino, but you are a casino.
It would be tropical themed though.
You are.
It'd be like a rainforest cafe.
Mine would be like it's a casino and a Target combined, and when you win your chips, you can either cash them out or you get
store credit.
more in-store credits.
What if
Because then it just gets people you shopping.
What if instead of a
Could you imagine if you could turn your chips into Target store credit?
what if instead of a Target store credit, we
crazy
just like
man.
pick.
Dick's Sporting Goods?
We just pick out like 15 or 20
But you
items
just
that
go to
people like will
Target.
kind of want, but like they would never buy themselves, and we just put them up there and like assign coin values to them. And then instead of like chips, you can just put all your money on like a swipe card.
You just described me, Dave.
And we'll just call ourselves Dave and Buster's.
I'm just saying, like, there's a reason Dave and Buster's is so goated. I wonder why.
No, I think
casinos
my
aren't doing
strategy, the strategy at Bellacino's would be we're only slot machines.
only.
Our slot machines, and this will be our slogan, our slot machines hit 3 times as much as the other casinos on the strip.
Dang.
Our goal is our profit
razor
margin,
thin.
razor thin.
Razor thin.
Every
But we're
dollar
all gonna
that's
make salaries.
yeah. Our
Ra-
profit margin is
razor
razor
thin.
thin because everyone that comes in feels like they're winning.
But we're all
Because
winning. We're all making $1
lot of
million
you are.
a year.
Dang.
About 45% of the people that walk in are going to win, but
Wow.
55% aren't.
Wow.
Wow.
That goes to us.
That's a good. My slot machines.
And it's all slot machines, so you don't need to pay dealers, nothing like that.
in
Dang.
the Italian, all the slot machines are very fancy. They're very refined. Like they're not so gaudy and like rainbows and like just like flashing lights.
I don't know if you realize
It's
this,
one-
but people like that.
No, I know, but this is. I didn't say people are
Okay.
gonna like this.
Okay, so-
It's
all right.
literally just a
I
one
didn't say people were gonna like
one
it.
picture cell like thing, and you spin it, and it's either an
Oh.
Italian flag or it's nothing. And if it's Italian flag, you won. If it's nothing, you didn't win. That's it. Or actually, no, it just says yes or no. If it's yes, you won. If it's no, you didn't win. And then there's one that says big yes. That's the jackpot.
You know what?
That's
I think
it.
you just took all the fun out of it.
Yes,
I'm gonna
that's
call
the point.
mine-
But it's like for the businessman.
Instead, I'm going to call mine
He doesn't mess
the
around.
stock exchange. And
just-
basically, once
Yeah.
you walk in there,
Oh
it's
my
just going to
gosh,
be
guys, we could just buy stocks and get the same high. Like,
not really.
yes, dude. Day trading.
You could day trading.
Trade dating.
I've seen those guys that are like, okay, I'm minute 5. All right, it's a candlestick. That's a staircase, and I'm out. Those guys.
What is that?
Those are like
They're
the
like stock
patterns.
patterns.
They're like
Okay.
looking at charts. They're crazy people.
It's very similar to gambling.
That's
It's not
what
real.
I'm saying. That's the high, man.
Well, I mean, there are patterns in day trading, and people swear by like false peaks and all this stuff, and like you'll see like a like false mountain that would typically like I think that signal's about to drop, and like still be like, oh, sell now, sell.
Yeah. You sound like
You
dude,
see what you want to see.
You sound like the guy who quits right before he wins big. You should buy my course where we teach you all about how to make hundreds of dollars passively in 15 minutes day trading, just from 9 a.m. to 9:15.
Yeah, and by the way, did you know to lose weight, you don't have to stop eating donuts?
That's true. And
That is
also,
true. You just had to be
it's
in a
my
caloric
money and I
deficit.
right now.
You just
Cash
had to
for
pay
gold.
for my course.
You guys remember seeing those Cash for Gold commercials?
Yeah.
Those were big back in the day. Stuff I was watching.
J.
was like, who's got all the-
Wentworth? 877
It's like, who's
cash
got all this
now.
gold sitting around? They're just gonna melt for cash.
What is that I just said? What actually is that company?
JJ Wentworth,
What do they
JG Wentworth.
Joseph A. Banks.
I think they're like cash out refinance stuff, right?
I don't know.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Oh.
No, is it?
877 cash now.
I don't know.
And they're on the bus and they're wearing
Yeah.
like the opera uniforms.
I have a birthday and I need cash now.
Go
Let
JJ
me-
Wentworth.
Do you guys ever remember the commercials?
Mm-mm.
They were for this product called Fresh,
Nope.
and it was basically a toothbrush that was like a one-time use that you like
Yes.
tore it and poured out and just like,
Yep.
and the commercials were like Fresh.
I remember that.
I don't remember the commercial. I remember the product.
It's like you brush one tooth at a time with it.
Oh my
They
gosh,
were
Well,
tiny.
they
Crest
were-
made some.
Yeah, they were very.
I
That was like a
remember that.
big thing for which like, I got to be honest. Surprised
Travel?
those went away because pretty convenient product, right? Like, it's if you're going out, if you're going away for a week, oh, I just got grab 7 of these, like a box of them or whatever, and like there's your. Don't worry about toothbrush, toothpaste. You got it. What are they called? They were like, can I look up Fresh? Come on, please.
Fresh.
Do you search on YouTube
Yeah,
to try to find a product?
I mean, what was this thing
He's trying to find
actually
the commercial.
called? I'm never gonna find this.
You're
I'll
never
find
gonna
it
find
for
it.
you.
What were they called?
They were made by Crest. Crest single use.
That's cheating, dude. You gotta look up Fresh. I just know my cousins and I used to like recite that commercial back to each other. Thought it was the
That's
funniest
fun.
thing ever. What was it called?
I'm finding it.
Overall, Vegas though, very cool city.
Wisp.
Okay, but those are the newer ones.
Those are the ones I've seen.
Those are
These.
those are ones that have
Colgate
like
Wisp.
those are the ones that have the toothpaste like bead.
Yeah,
that
the
breaks.
toothpaste in it.
These ones were like you tore them like it almost looked like something that would remind you of a sugar packet, but bigger. And like I mean,
I don't remember it.
it was iconic. I'm gonna freaking find it, dude.
I'll just search toothbrush fresh.
But Vegas is a very cool city. I don't
Yes.
necessarily feel like I need to come back.
Oral
Staying
B
in the
brush
palace,
ups.
got the experience.
Wait,
That goes on your finger.
wait a second.
So-
I mean, I remember the commercial like nothing else.
We'll see if this is it.
Please be it. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Oral B brush ups.
Rip, slip. It was. There they go. Fresh
Wow.
Because it was rip, slip, because you put it on your finger.
Yeah, I think the Colgate Wisps are a way better product.
Well, that was a long time before those came out. That was like
Those look like freaking those circus peanuts.
those
candy.
were early 2000s. Wow,
Looks like
that was a
it.
big part of my childhood.
What
Fresh
What state
Mm-hmm.
and or city
Mm-hmm.
have we gone through that you'd be the most likely to live in?
I got to be honest. Probably Boise. If I lived like in the suburbs close to downtown, I
I
feel
don't know
like
because remember we thought Boise sucked at first.
That was
Why
whenever
did
it
we
was
think
dark
that,
and we were
though?
just in our hotel and the lady at the
The
desk
lady
said,
told us to go to
yeah, because we got
Applebee's.
lied to.
Yeah, we got lied to.
The
She
downtown
said,
was
don't really
cool.
go downtown, go to Applebee's. And then we went
And
downtown
they-
the next day and we were like, why didn't we go downtown?
I would
Sick.
say of the places like that could be it. I would say second place would maybe be like, I mean Cedar City was kind of cool, but probably near Boise is number one on my list so far. But I would think like ultimately at the end of this trip, I imagine Arizona would probably be the place I would pick.
Really? Because you hate the desert.
Yeah, but Phoenix I don't think will feel like desert.
Yeah,
I thought Phoenix was pretty deserty.
I don't know.
But
I honestly
city.
don't know.
Well, yeah, but
The West is
still.
cool and all, and it's very scenic, but like I'm just an East Coast guy.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Nowhere out here feels like home. Not even close.
Yeah, it's so different from
Yeah.
what we're used to that it's tough to imagine me living over here.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. I think that the state, it's hard for me.
Portland was sick, but I don't feel like we saw Portland.
My heart wants to say Oregon, just not
I
Portland.
just don't know enough about it.
I know, but it's beautiful.
We didn't see anything.
Yeah.
The only place we
Beautiful.
saw was that
Yeah, but you know,
timber
there's
diner
but you
thing.
know, there's gonna be suburbs in Oregon that have all the same stores and everything. So like,
True.
just what state seems pretty,
Just
but
saying.
like, also, I think the real answer would probably be Idaho for me, because
It's range, man.
yeah, you can have
Dude,
whatever you
can
want.
come.
dude.
You can live in like just outside of Boise with me.
Okay, would you mind?
Not at all. Be
Okay.
my guest. Be my guest.
Is it a Second Life though? That's in Stardew Valley world.
Yeah.
We're living in
That
Boise.
reminds me, I'm on day 2 of summer. I need to get on my crops.
But I'm happy. I'm happy in Virginia. I'll stay in Virginia as long as Foundation's in Virginia. I'm in Virginia until I get fired. Then
Yeah, that reminds me. I need to
bye-bye
talk to you about
Lynchburg.
something
Tee.
after this
So I'll hit him with
podcast.
it.
Hit him
Nice.
with it.
He's always
Hit him
good
with
for
it.
that. I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm
I
done.
think, you know what? Let's make the sound we're going to make while we're sleeping. Konner?
I'll do the sound I always make for my nephew Lewis whenever I pretend to sleep.
That's funny.
Trevor?
Mine's gonna be
This would be me.
that's actually incredibly accurate. You know, you
Sounds
make you,
just
know,
I
you,
do. I
like-
make noises.
you
that
make
I
like
does.
little
Sounds just
whimpers
like that.
occasionally.
Yep.
You'll,
Yeah.
you'll do
I
like
used
a,
to talk in my sleep full
how do
on.
you just?
Oh, same.
Does Lizzie like tell you? Because like
Yeah,
you,
people have
you'll
told
be
me
like you
multiple
just be you'll every once in a while just be like a huh or like a or like huh.
Silas tried to talk to me the other day.
Yeah,
I had a
used
roommate
to-
that spoke German in his
Did
sleep.
you know that?
he-
Silas, you started singing the other night. Did you know
No
that?
shot.
No.
No
You did.
shot.
You did. You started singing.
What was he singing? Please tell
I
me it
know-
was that Morgan Wallen
No,
song.
I have no idea what
I
he
would have
was
died if
singing.
he woke up and was like,
I
we
promise
let
you
the
though,
liquor talk.
yeah, last night we let the liquor talk. If he starts singing that in his sleep, I would cry, dude.
I promise you, because I was awake and you like turned over and you're like, huh?
No, dude.
What's that?
I
I was like, huh?
I had
And then
a,
it became obvious to me that you were still asleep. And then you were like, and you started you started
That's so
That was
funny.
awesome.
You know, I had a roommate that spoke German in his sleep and didn't speak German.
You like that
out
I'm
of his
telling
sleep.
you this on a podcast? That's when you're hearing about it.
That was very funny.
I don't ask for permission.
Last night we lit. That would be so funny, dude.
That would be funny. All
I've
right,
had some weird
let's go
dreams
to
on this
sleep,
trip.
man.
Last
I
night,
talk a lot.
last night I was
know.
fighting a
I don't-
snake
I
with a
don't think
hockey
anymore,
stick.
but That's crazy, man.
Well, okay. Well,
Tomorrow
you
you
can tell
might be
about that
fighting a
next
snake
week.
with a hockey stick.